For what feels like forever, the electric vehicle revolution has had one single, undisputed leader, right? But while all of our eyes were on Silicon Valley, a completely different kind of giant was being built, kind of quietly on the other side of the planet. And this isn't just a story about a new best-selling car. Oh no, it's a story about a massive shift in global power, pitting old-school manufacturing might against those big, software-driven dreams.
So let me just ask you a simple question. Who is the biggest EV maker on the planet? I'm gonna bet that a name just instantly popped into your head. You know, the company that has basically defined the entire industry. And yeah, for the last decade, you would have been absolutely right. But today, well, today that answer is wrong. The crown has officially been passed. Let's break down exactly how this happened. We're gonna start with the raw data. The numbers that, they just don't lie. This is the hard evidence of the new king in the electric vehicle world. So the huge story for 2025 is this. The EV world is no longer a one-horse race, not by a long shot. A new leader has come out on top, and they're dominating in the metrics that really, really matter. We're talking production, sales, and revenue. And this isn't just about selling cars. It's a clash between two completely different philosophies for the future of technology itself. So let's step into the first arena of this massive competition, the battle of pure industrial might. This is all about scale and sales, who can build more and who can sell more. And here it is. This is the tipping point, right here on this chart. For the very first time in the first half of 2025, BYD's revenue didn't just catch up to Tesla's, it blew right past it by more than $10 billion. That's not just a milestone, that is a massive statement. And how they do it? Well, through sheer mind-boggling volume. Look at this number, over 2.1 million vehicles sold in a single quarter. I mean, that's not just impressive. That's a level of manufacturing scale that is almost unheard of in the entire auto industry. And this slide right here, it reveals the core difference in their entire strategies. See, Tesla is an EV purist. It's all electric all the time. BYD, on the other hand, is playing a much broader game, selling both pure EVs and these plug-in hybrids. And that hybrid strategy, it is the key to their incredible output, allowing them to more than double Tesla's total vehicle sales. And this dominance is just absolutely crushing in the world's biggest and most competitive car market, China. I mean, here, BYD is a titan. They command over a quarter of the entire market. Tesla, even with its giant Shanghai gigafactory, is just a distant player at a little over 5%. It's a complete home field landslide. Okay, so BYD is bigger by sales, bigger by revenue. Case closed, right? Game over? Well, not so fast. Because this brings us to the most fascinating, kind of weird paradox in this whole story. Why, if BYD is the bigger company, is it valued so much lower?
So here's the disconnect. In the real world, the world of factories and car sales, BYD is the clear leader. But in the wild world of stock market valuations, Tesla is worth nearly 7 times more. How can both of these things be true at the exact same time?
When you just lay the numbers out side by side like this, the gap is it's staggering. The revenue and sales numbers tell one story, but that market cap, that tells a completely different one. It's so clear that investors are looking at these two companies through entirely different lenses. And this quote, I think it just nails it. As one analyst put it, a bet on BYD is a bet on the industrial playbook, mastering manufacturing at an incredible scale. A bet on Tesla, that's a bet on the Silicon Valley playbook, a future that's all about software and high-tech innovation. They are two totally different investment theses. So what in the world is Wall Street seeing that justifies a $1 trillion valuation? It really comes down to these 3 huge pillars of future tech. The bet is that the real value of Tesla isn't the car itself, but the software that drives it, the robots that are going to build it, and the energy solutions that'll power our world. It's a valuation based not on today's reality, but on a super bold vision of tomorrow. In this clash of philosophies, it extends all the way down to the very heart of every single EV, the battery. Here, too, we see this battle between down-to-earth pragmatism and pie-in-the-sky aspiration. Now, to understand this battle, you gotta know about the holy grail of battery technology, the solid-state battery. Just imagine a battery that's safer, way more powerful, and charges in minutes. That's the promise. The only problem? Nobody has figured out how to make them cheaply and at scale. At least, not yet. So, in the here and now, their approaches could not be more different. BYD is all about perfecting its Blade battery. It's a safe, reliable, and cost-effective workhorse that they can churn out by the millions. And its unique structure is incredibly resistant to punctures, which is a major cause of EV fires. Tesla, in true Silicon Valley style, is taking a moonshot with its revolutionary 4680 cell, a huge risk, huge reward gamble that has proven to be incredibly difficult to scale up.
And BYD's advantage here is so deeply rooted in its history. I mean, they started as a battery company, so this is their home turf. They control the entire supply chain, they've innovated with their blade design for safety and efficiency, and they are absolute masters of manufacturing. This expertise, built up for decades and then supercharged by strategic government support that helped them scale fast, it creates this powerful, defensible moat that is just really difficult for competitors to cross.
Okay, let's tie this all together now. These two giants, they aren't just building different cars, they are building two completely different futures.
You can see this so clearly in their market strategies. BYD's goal is global conquest through variety and volume, a car for every budget and every purpose. Tesla's playing a totally different game, creating a premium Apple-like ecosystem where the car is really just the hardware for selling high-margin software and services down the line.
And in today's world, you just can't ignore geopolitics. When Europe slapped tariffs on Chinese EVs, BYD made this brilliant pivot, and they flooded the market with their tariff-exempt hybrids. Meanwhile, that 100% tariff wall in the US not only blocks BYD completely, but also throws a real wrench in Tesla's plans to use its super-efficient Shanghai factory as a global export hub. And this brings us right back to the central theme of this whole story. This rivalry between BYD and Tesla, it is not just about selling cars. It's a proxy war for two fundamentally different visions of our technological future.
So where does that leave us? Well, based on the hard numbers of today, sales, revenue, and just sheer manufacturing scale, the answer is undeniable. BYD is the current global leader in the EV industry, period. But the long-term war for the future of the car, well, that is far from over. And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? Is the future of the auto industry going to be one with industrial might on the factory floor? Or will it be one with software, with data, and with artificial intelligence up in the cloud? The winner of this race is going to define the next century of how we all move.